Hi everybody, welcome back to the SeeSaw. So it is Sunday and I've got a grocery haul to share with you today. I went back to Aldi and I don't think, a strange piece of hair that's not in my bun, just sticking up there. I don't think I've been to Aldi since I went on Christmas Eve morning. I don't think I've been this year yet, so it was quite nice to go back to Aldi. Now, as I was mentioning towards the end of last year, one of the things I did with our budget for this year was to increase the grocery budget to an average of £80 a week. Haven't had a good start to that, and January is a five shopping week month. So I really wanted to go to Aldi just to see what the difference is. You know, it's obviously the bit before Christmas we were buying lots of extra stuff in the lead up to Christmas. So I went into Aldi, had a decent shop in there and spent £64. So it really is that much of a difference. There were half a dozen things, 5 things that I couldn't get in Aldi that I'd normally expect to be able to find in Aldi. So I did have to pop over to Sainsbury's and I spent £8 there. So altogether £72, which is back in line with last year's budget. But that's okay because it's the last week of the month and coming in under budget is a really good thing because I've been over budget every other week. So not a bad thing. Now, the one thing I would say I've changed this week is I have bought less fruits and vegetables. So as you know, I'm on an effort to lose weight. I've lost almost 1.5 stone since October. And when I first started that, I absolutely bought every fruit and vegetable going just so I had lots of variety. But we've sort of settled down, I've settled down into a routine of certain things that I'm eating more of, and other things either get thrown away or I eat them when there's nothing else left, or they end up being made into soup or something like that. So so I've tried to be a bit more selective this week in what I've bought. I bought a bit more of the things that I'm really enjoying and not so much variety. And so I'll see how I got on. I do have frozen fruit on hand, so I can mix it up with some frozen fruit and vegetables actually. So we'll just see how it goes this week. But I'm just trying to be a bit more selective in an attempt to keep the cost down. So I'll turn you around, I'll show you what I got at both stores, and then at the end, as always, I'll show you our meal plan for the week ahead, including yesterday. I actually had everything I needed yesterday for dinner, and we were going out last night, so it was a bit of a rush. We had football in the morning, so I knew today would be a slightly better day to do the grocery shop. And so I will include what we had for yesterday, though, on the meal plan. Okay, so this is the tiny Sainsbury's haul. As I say, it was just 5 items that I couldn't get in Aldi, so I popped over there. I wanted some rolls that I could use to make paninis, so some of these bigger like sub rolls. They didn't have the big panini rolls, but they had these, and these were marked down to 69p. They're used by today and tomorrow, and I'm going to use them tomorrow. And I'm going to make paninis out of them anyway, so they'll get toasted. They were usually £1, so it's quite a good markdown. I don't very often get yellow sticker bargains. There's just never usually anything I want when I go into the stores that's marked down. So I did get 3 of these. Now, Tony and I will definitely both be eating, obviously, dinner at home tomorrow night. Caleb might not be, but he might want one of these when I start making them. So I bought 6 rolls just so that there is plenty. A cucumber, which strangely they didn't have at Aldi. The smoked sausage, or kielbasa as it's often called in the States. Again, they sometimes have them at Aldi, but not very often. But I'm sure these packages are getting smaller. I bought 2 because that doesn't feel like very much in there to feed all of us. Some curly leaf parsley, and a package of taco seasoning mix. I do sometimes buy the big tubs of that, but I don't have any. I do find that the old El Paso one we sell here, which is the mild sweet paprika and garlic, is not particularly taco seasoning flavour, so I usually do buy a tub from Amazon, but as I say, I don't have any. I'll get some ordered next month, so to stock back up on that. So that was the little bit of Sainsbury's, and now I'll show you what we got from Aldi. So there is the sweep of the Aldi haul. Non-food items, I just got 2 bottles of hand soap just to stock up. These are like, I don't know, 60p a big bottle. Much cheaper. They're bigger bottles than the ones that sell kind of discounted at £1 or 90p at the regular stores, and the soap is absolutely fine. So I got 2 of those just to stock back up. Some chocolate chip brioche rolls for Caleb. He's quite enjoying those again at the moment. Our usual loaf of Kingsmill 50/50. Some Fruity Blasts. These are the tropical ones for Caleb for a drink this week. He's got an exciting trip this week with school. They're going to the Houses of Parliament and they're going in to see how the Houses of Parliament work. So quite a big adventure this week. So he'll definitely have a packed lunch that day and possibly one other day. 12 eggs. I got 2 packs of these, both in one wrap. So like we have the 50/50 bread, which is white and wheat. These are the tortilla version of that, or the wraps version of that. So I got 2 packs of those. Crisps this week, I got the ridged, thick cut ridged variety pack. I got 2 packs of naan bread. Cereal, I got some Choco Hoops. As I say, Caleb doesn't have cereal every day, but when he does, I don't worry too much about what he has. He does choose to have things like Weetabix at times, and so fairly basic cereal, but then he usually has something like a sugary or a sweeter cereal in the cupboard, something chocolatey usually actually, that he can have as an option. Barbecue sauce, chopped tomatoes, cannellini beans, 2 cans of sweet corn, chili powder and mixed herbs. I was out of both of those. A package of the instant noodles, the chicken flavour, some Haribo giant straws. Biscuit wise, I got seal bars, which is the Aldi version of penguins. And then I got 2 packages of bourbon creams. I usually buy Caleb a couple of different biscuits, but this is the only one he's been eating at the moment. The others are they're going soft before he eats them. So I've just bought 2 packs of those. He'll go through a phase where he'll be off these again and on to something different like shortbread or chocolate chip cookies or something. But at the moment, these are his biscuit of choice. And then one of the centre aisle items this week was Frank's Red Hot. We use a lot of this in this house, so it was 90p, I think. So certainly less than the big stores and less than when they have it reduced as well. So picked up one of those. And then some chewy white chocolate chip cereal bars for Caleb for a school snack. A large 4 pints of whole milk. A bit of a story on this. I've been reading some interesting articles about semi-skimmed and skimmed milk compared to whole milk, and the fat content in whole milk, if you have less of it, it's going to fill you up more. And I don't have a lot of milk, so we have semi-skimmed at work, so when I take cereals I use that. I have semi-skimmed in my tea and coffee, so I don't use a lot of milk at home. But I think for Caleb, especially if he's having cereal, I think he's still at an age where the whole milk is probably good for him. He could certainly do with gaining a little bit of weight. He's so active that I think actually that would be good for him, and it won't matter if I have a little bit of that from time to time. So a bit of a long waffly story there, but that's why I've bought whole milk this week. Apple juice, a pack of unsalted butter, some honey roast wafer thin ham, some of these little mature cheddar cheese sticks, some sliced cheddar, chicken satay skewers and mini savoury eggs, 2 of the fresh mozzarella balls, seafood sticks and a large grated cheddar. Freezer, some of these instead of cones for Caleb this week. These are the Whirls, pineapple, strawberry, lemon and lime. He quite likes these. I think they're called Twirls, the kind of branded version. And these are the mini ones, so just a nice little bite for him for a pudding. Some raw king prawns, and then meats, an extra large whole chicken, smoked bacon medallions, a small package of chicken breasts, and a large pack of chicken thigh fillets. Some baking potatoes, so these looked better than the regular white potatoes, and you can really use the potatoes for whatever you want. It doesn't matter what it says on the pack. So I will use these for normal potatoes this week, but these certainly looked better than the kind of white potato bags. Some sweet potatoes, as we're having a bit of a love affair with sweet potato at the moment. Regular onions, a pack of mixed peppers, some curly kale for Licky, a head of cauliflower, 3 lots of broccoli, and this is one of the things I was referring to. We all love broccoli, so I've just bought more broccoli because having broccoli every day wouldn't matter to us if we have it as a side dish. And it's better to have something I know we're all going to eat than things that I have to pick out bits for Caleb. A bag of baby leaf salad, that's for me, and probably Licky will have some bits of that as well. some ripen at home avocados. These were like £1.20 and there are 4 avocados in there. They're quite small, but enough for like a serving. I know there's a lot of talk about whether you should eat avocado when you're trying to lose weight. I believe you can. It's a healthy fat, it's a good fat, and it's certainly better to eat some avocado with a salad than eat a big pile of biscuits. So I don't have any issue eating avocado, and I am losing weight. So that's just my view. Obviously everybody is different. 2 packages of the chestnut mushrooms, a bag of Cox apples. These used to be my favourite when I was a child. My mum used to go in the school holidays and pick fruit at a local orchard, and that used to bring home Cox's apples. And that's really the only, we didn't have all these varieties of apples back then. And these are really lovely eating apples, so I've got those. I've also got 2 bags of the navel oranges, so I've been really enjoying these lately. They are at the perfect time at the moment for navels. They don't have many seeds in them. They are really juicy and sweet, and I've really been enjoying those. It's certainly helping me to battle off this bug that we've all had. So I just got 2 bags of those, and I'll be having those instead of like satsumas and things. And then I did get a little pot of strawberries. I like fresh strawberries better than frozen. Frozen are a bit mushy for me. And Licky likes to have a strawberry. Every few days he gets a strawberry. So it's just a little pot of strawberries there that Licky and I will share. So that is the grocery haul. I've just realised I haven't put the meal plan on the counter. So I'm just going to go and get that, and then I'll be back with our meal plan. So there is our meal plan for the week ahead. So last night we had the sausage squares, the heck sausage squares again, in rolls with eggs. I had mushrooms, tomatoes, we had cheese, we had baked beans on the side, and some little sautéed potatoes. So that was our Saturday night dinner. Tonight I'm making a roast chicken dinner with chipotle. If you tune into my Meals of the Week video, I'll explain that a little bit more. But there's an ingredient that I used to use a lot in the States called chipotle peppers in adobe sauce. The sauce itself and the peppers make a really nice smoky heat with things. You can't buy them at the grocery store here, unfortunately, a bit like a lot of the other kind of Mexican style ingredients that you can readily get in the States. But they do sell them on Amazon. They are quite expensive, so I only buy them now and again. But I've got a couple of dishes this week that will use the can that I bought. So I'm going to use some of that to flavour our roast chicken this evening. Tomorrow I'm going to make a soup. I haven't quite decided what yet. I think I'm going to do something with the cauliflower, perhaps a bit like a chowder with cauliflower, corn, perhaps some potato in it. And then I'm going to use those baguettes or the submarine sandwiches to make paninis. We've got a panini press on our sandwich maker. And so I'm going to use that to make nice toasted ham and cheese paninis. Tuesday we're going to have barbecue chicken naan pizzas. So we're going to use the naan bread as a pizza base. Use barbecue sauce, use some of the leftover chicken from today's roast chicken, and probably like some red onion, something like that on them. And I'll have that with some salad. Wednesday, I'm going to use the smoked sausage and sweet potatoes to make like a tray bake with sausage, sweet potatoes, some other vegetables. Thursday, I'm going to make a slow cooker recipe, which is the chipotle chicken chili. So I'm going to use the chicken thighs to let that cook all day with some beans and again some more of the chipotle chilies in adobe sauce, and some other vegetables, chopped tomatoes and things like that to have a nice chili ready for when we get home. Friday we're going to have quesadillas, and if there's leftover chili I'll have some chili on the side of that. Caleb and I are going to have prawn quesadillas, so we're going to use those king prawns. I'll probably put like mushrooms and peppers in with mine as well, and some cheese. And then Toney will have that little pack of chicken that I bought. I'll cook that up and use that to make his, because he's not a big fan of prawns. So that's our plan for the week ahead. Thank you for joining us for this grocery haul, and we look forward to seeing you back here on the SeeSaw soon.